The group of explorers stood before the imposing facade of the abandoned mental hospital, their faces pale with apprehension. The building loomed before them like a giant tombstone, a testament to the suffering and despair that had once filled its halls. Despite the warnings they had received, they were determined to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within its decaying walls. As they entered the hospital, the air grew thick with a sense of foreboding. The corridors were dark and musty, the walls lined with peeling paint and graffiti. Strange symbols adorned the walls, adding to the eerie atmosphere that pervaded the building. The group moved cautiously through the hospital, their footsteps echoing eerily in the silence. They passed by rooms that had once been filled with the cries of the afflicted, now empty and desolate. The beds lay bare, the sheets covered in dust and decay. As they explored further, they began to notice strange phenomena. Doors would slam shut on their own, cold spots would appear out of nowhere, and the sound of distant footsteps would echo through the empty halls. Despite their growing unease, they pressed on, driven by a morbid curiosity to uncover the truth. Their first encounter with the supernatural came when they stumbled upon the hospital's morgue. The room was cold and sterile, the air heavy with the stench of death. As they moved further into the room, they saw a figure standing in the shadows, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. The figure beckoned to them, its voice a chilling whisper that seemed to echo inside their heads. They tried to flee, but they found themselves unable to move as if held in place by some unseen force. The figure advanced towards them, its form shifting and changing before their eyes until it stood before them as a twisted mockery of a human being. It spoke to them in a voice that was both haunting and pitiful, recounting the horrors that had taken place within the hospital's walls. It told of the experiments that had been conducted on the patients, of the suffering and torment that had been inflicted upon them in the name of science. As the figure spoke, the group felt a deep sense of sorrow and pity for the souls that had been lost within the hospital's walls. They vowed to uncover the truth behind the hospital's dark past, to bring justice to those who had suffered within its walls. But as they delved deeper into the hospital's history, they began to experience strange phenomena themselves. Shadows seemed to move of their own accord, whispers could be heard echoing through the halls, and the air grew colder with each passing moment. They discovered records detailing the hospital's past, detailing the cruel experiments and treatments that had been carried out on the patients. Shock therapy, lobotomies, and other barbaric practices had been commonplace, leaving behind a trail of suffering and despair. Despite the danger, the group pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. They ventured into the hospital's basement, where they found a series of underground tunnels that stretched out like a maze beneath the building. As they explored the tunnels, they came upon a series of cells that had once housed the hospital's most dangerous patients. The cells were small and cramped, the walls covered in scratches and graffiti. As they moved further into the cells, they heard a low, guttural growling coming from the darkness ahead. They shone their flashlights into the darkness, and what they saw chilled them to the core. In the depths of the cell, they saw a creature, unlike anything they had ever seen before. It was humanoid in shape, but its skin was pale and stretched taut over its emaciated frame. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent light, and its mouth was filled with rows of razor-sharp teeth. The creature lunged at them with a terrifying speed, its claws slashing through the air. The group fled in terror, their screams echoing through the tunnels as they ran for their lives. They emerged from the tunnels, their bodies bruised and battered, but alive. As they made their way out of the hospital, they knew that they had uncovered only a fraction of the horrors that lay hidden within its walls. The hospital stood as a grim reminder of the darkness that dwells within us all, a testament to the horrors that mankind is capable of. And so, the abandoned mental hospital remained standing, its dark secrets hidden from the world. Those who dared to enter its decaying halls would be met with horrors beyond imagining, their fates forever entwined with the ghosts of the past. For more scary and horror stories, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.